Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell no. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Oh, I live in the hood, ass nigga. Never got put on, always claiming the hood though. Oh, you fucking with the homegirl, but don't come to the hood with none of your damn homeboys. They don't get a pass. Had a little homies press they ass, where your tattoos? Hey, your mama waking up to some bad news. The plug saying groove, I'm a dime. I was long in the race, skinny nigga with the braid. Took a 2-man fade, I'm really from the hood. I took a fucking break to get my money right, but I was banging on the plane in the meeting with Jermaine. They like, poet, oh you bang? They forgot where I came from. I was gang banging when it wasn't fun. Homie doing life right now, cause we don't play from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So, you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. And that goes for these hoes too. Start fucking on niggas and throwing these niggas hood up. Ha, little dot dot. Heard you gave a homie head in the trap spot. Got a throwaway in the stash spot. Boy, you not real, like a Sasquatch. Boy, I'm so high, I'm seeing astronauts. Boy, I ball hard, I need a mascot. Oh, and Swahili, I'm a damu. My little cousin banging Paru. My nigga Uzi, he from Fire Deuce. Pad blows, I be hanging with some real whoops. Gang signs out the window when we drive coupes. Making money with some Crips like it's 92. Banging on tracks, banging on tracks. Back in my days, it was banging on. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So, you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood.
Fuck Chris Brown, nigga. Pull up in the hood right now, nigga. Catch a fade, nigga. Fuck, nigga. Frogs.
You ain't from the hood.
Oh, wait a minute.
Holla so the blood starts swirling. Fuck the time.
We got on.
We out here, nigga, right?
We ain't got on Hunter Biden in a minute. First, let me give my shout out to my donations. Thanks to people who donate in the chat, people who donating on the on this new what you call this thing? Whatever the thing. What you call this thing? When you cash out, I mean when you do the thing live, wherever. Well, you keeping this channel alive. You the reason why I'm doing these videos. You and Beth Roberts and everybody donate. You the reason why I'm coming out with these videos. Back. So thank you for the, what you call them things in the chat? I forgot what you call them donations in the chat. Whatever, super chats. That's what you got them. The super chats. Thanks for the super chats. The super chats, you know what I'm saying, is keeping this channel afloat. I got a couple of good donations that allow me to keep on making these videos. So shout out to y'all, not just the people that's donating on Cash App and PayPal. Shout out to y'all too. Big shout out. Okay, let's get into this video right here. Now, everybody want to know where's Hunter. We still ain't saw where Hunter's at, right? Ain't nobody talking about Hunter, and you still have the left wing media covering Hunter up like Hunter ain't a big deal. Hunter Biden case is a big deal. Left-wing media still cover it up. It's new evidence coming out every single day on Hunter Biden. New evidence coming out. People getting questioned. People turning down questions. Act like they don't even know Hunter Biden. Let's get into it.
Home, thank you for being here today. Secretary, last year you divested a large financial stake in Proterra, an electric bus manufacturing company. Is that correct?
Correct.
You see how he's setting her up? Hey, you invested some money in a small investment company, right? An energy company. Is that correct? You see how he's setting her up? He making her answer all the questions, correct? He's setting up an example. Okay. Since you say all of that, then he's setting her up. She don't know the setup.
Why did you divest it?
Why did I divest? Because I was appointed. Every appointee has to divest of individual stocks.
They have to divest for what reason?
For ethics reasons.
Ethics reasons. You have to divulge who you messing with when you do the type of business deals, because for ethics, especially when you're involved in the government or somebody in your family, direct family is involved in the government. You got to do ethics.
Make sure that if you are involved in any decisions related to, for example, electrification of buses, that there's not a conflict.
Conflict. She's snitching on Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. She ain't knowing, but she's snitching on them.
I divested early.
I appreciate your executive experience, and I appreciate the fact that you undertook your responsibilities in a very serious manner to avoid even the appearance of a conflict of interest, in this case where you had responsibility.
Presidential conflicts of interest in foreign.
Conflicts of interest. It's conflicts of interest all through Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Why there's no hearing? Why ain't nobody getting investigated? Everybody got a conflict of interest, but don't no liberals want to answer. Why is it a conflict of interest? Or is it a conflict of interest? They all lying for Hunter Biden. They covered it up.
Affairs. The first brief clarification is the New York Times reported this week that the first son remains under criminal investigation. Does the president still intend to stay out of that case?
Yes, it's the Department of Justice, and I'll point you to them.
Misinformation and disinformation is used as a weapon against the American
was
people.
the Hunter Biden laptop misinformation?
I'm not familiar with all of the details.
Ain't nobody familiar with the details. Genocide, y'all had plenty of time to look at that. Y'all knew I was gonna get questioned for this. You had plenty of time to look at the evidence, plenty of time to get be prepared. But you motherfuckers come to meetings and conferences and hearings unprepared. How is that when you knew you was gonna get asked this question? I still don't know the details. Well, do you know if the computer or the laptop is real or not? Can you at least answer that?
Details of those stories.
I want to ask you another question. Do you know Hunter Biden?
I've met him.
Have you ever had an opportunity, or your staff had an opportunity, to discuss energy policy with Hunter Biden, given his experience in this space?
No.
So what I know,
Buffalo Soldier in the house. Get looking out. Buffalo Soldier has donated to every damn time I've been on live. He donated. He just sent me a super chat. Good looking out, Buffalo Soldier, on the donation. What does say, Black? Again, I'm in here for more. You in here for more? I don't keep on giving you more, Buffalo. I don't keep on. You keep. Buffalo is helping keeping this channel alive. I don't keep on giving it to you, Buffalo. You want more? I don't keep on giving it to you. Hunter Biden. The law change for the abortions, Supreme Court, Russia. I'm gonna give it to you, Buffalo. You came to the right channel.
is that Russia, notably, and other players too.
Except it wasn't Russia. It's an accurate laptop. Now the New York Times has acknowledged that.
The president say over and over again that he has never spoken to his son about his business dealings. Has he ever spoken to his son's business partners about his son's business dealings?
Again, nothing has changed about what I said yesterday. The president does not get involved in the business dealings of his son.
Oh, we're going to have plenty of evidence of him getting involved in business dealings with his son. It's two things you can't deny: space and time, right? Where somebody was at, right? And what time they was at that place, right? Space and time, huh? Time is movement in space. Where you was at and what you was doing. That's time, right? But where you was at and who you was with, that's some different shit, right? Time and space. Who was in your space and what time it was. You can't deny them, because if them two happen to meet and combine and come together, that means you was with somebody in the same space at the same time. If they was there at the same space in the same time and you was there at the same space at the same time, that means y'all met. That's two things you can't deny if it's a record.
Even through his son's business partners.
Nothing has changed since what I said yesterday.
Those jobs on his own in Ukraine and China.
Look, they're going to have his auntie come on here. She don't know shit. She just as dumb as Joe Biden. She just as dumb as shit. She don't know what the hell Hunter Biden do. If Hunter Biden can fool the father to believe he the smartest man in the world, I think he can smooth the auntie too, because she don't look like she that damn sharp either. She in the same boat as Joe Biden. The apple don't fall far from the tree. The mama must have been fucked up too.
And it had nothing to do with who his dad was.
I know that Hunter is a very bright young man. I know that he's...
Did you know he was a crackhead? Did you know he didn't pay child support? Do you know he cheated on his taxes? Huh? Do you know he had sex with little girls? Huh? Is this the same Hunter you talking about? Or are you talking about a different Hunter? Huh? Do you know Hunter Biden take pictures of crystal meth in the bathtub? Do you know Hunter Biden got little pictures of his niece on his laptop blowing kisses? This is the same Hunter you talking about? It can't be the same Hunter. Tell me she talking about a different Hunter besides this Hunter. If this person is a nice guy, that means Jeffrey Dahmer was a saint. Huh? That means Jeffrey Epstein was a choir boy. Right? If Hunter Biden was a good person, Evidently, she done bumped her motherfucking head, you know what I'm saying, and lost her memory.
A Yale Law School graduate. He was on several of the world. Wait, I might get this wrong.
Yeah. She don't know what he was on. I might get this wrong. I don't know what he was on. She's trying to say he was on the board of food and administration, whatever, right? She's trying to say he was on the board. But even that, what she just said, right? What she just connected him to, she ain't knowing she snitched on him. What she just connected him to was a connection to Russia and China oligarchs. You just snitched on Hunter Biden and didn't even know it.
Yeah, so Hunter Biden joined the board of the World Food Program USA. That is the American fundraising arm of the UN entity, the World Food Program.
Damn the UN, looking out on the EK. You know what I'm saying? EK with the donations. Damn the UN. I'm talking about the EK. EK, look at this. Hunter Biden was working for the Food and Administration of the United States. And look at the connections he had and the connections he was able to get while he was working for that shit, EK. Huh? Look at this, EK. Am I on the map? On the map. I saw what he said and I saw what she said and I combined the two, right? Right? She just told on him, EK.
When Hunter Biden joins the board of the World Food Program, he takes a couple of years before he really starts to leverage his connections there in order to meet with foreign oligarchs, with an innocent seeming reason. So in 2013, Joe Biden gives a speech at the World Food Program. And in 2015, Hunter Biden and his business associates really start to meet under the auspices of the World Food Program.
Huh? What is she trying to say? They trying to meet. They was having secret meetings, EK, under the auspice of the World Food Program. And what this whole on here trying to say? Oh, Hunter Biden worked for something. What was that? The food program. Yes, where he met all the oligarchies. She just told on them.
The board for world hunger or something close like that.
She don't even know something close like that. No, he was working for the oligarchs and Russians in the Food and the Drug Administration, whatever the hell it was called. Huh? Crooked. That's how you watch dirty money and clean money.
Example, Vadim Pozharsky, the Burisma advisor, contacts Hunter Biden via email and says, I'd like to get involved with this UN World Food Program that you're working for. What really happens after that is there's no evidence that they actually do any hunger saving work. I mean, Hunter Biden did go on a few trips to Africa and elsewhere for the World Food Program. But these oligarchs, the Burisma oligarch, and then, of course, in the piece, we have the Chinese oligarchs who also hit up Hunter looking to get involved with the World Food Program. They don't seem to do any hunger work. They just seem to be putting money into Hunter's pockets.
Huh? And she just said, oh, he was working for the Food and Drug Administration, the Food of USA. Well, he was crooked in that. He was meeting with Russians and Chinese and hooking them up in the same organization so they can launder their money. Investigate this whole too. She probably knows something. Oh, he was working. I thought she didn't discuss. Oh, so you mean to tell me Hunter Biden discussed business with his auntie, but don't discuss business with his daddy? That's what you're telling me? She knew all his business. Oh, he worked for this and he worked with a lawyer. She know all his business, but the daddy don't know none of the business. He ain't talked to the son about nothing, ethics, nothing.
And that he's been and he ran business, was involved in many businesses. So yeah,
involved in many businesses. Yeah, you can't name none of the businesses he didn't get because of his daddy's name, right? You can't name none of them. All you know, he was doing businesses, but she don't know nothing about it. All they doing is talking about his supposedly good side. Hunter Biden ain't got no good side. They making that shit up. He having sex with kids. He married his dead brother's wife. Got her on crack. Damn near gave her a sexual transmitted disease. Having sex with underage minors. Leaving guns in trash cans. Going downtown buying drugs off of people on Skid Row. Huh? How is this a good person? You go on, got kicked out of the army for smoking crack. How is this a good person? Huh? We supposed to believe you just because you, oh, Hunter Biden's a good person. This is why Chris Wallace got his ass canceled. Bringing on people like this to lie. How do you know he wasn't getting a job because of his father's name? Oh, he was a good person, and he had plenty of jobs, and he's a good person. He's just a whole humble, and is just a good person, just a wholehearted person. He would give you the shirt off his back. That's why CNN got canceled for doing interviews like this where nobody wanted to watch and know this hoe was lying.
I mean, Hunter is a Biden. He can't run. That's his name.
That means he fucked up. Hunter is a Biden. Name one good Biden. The daughter messed up. The brother messed up. Evidently, your ass messed up. The father was a racist. The mother was a wife of a racist. The daughter promiscuous, smoking weed, getting arrested. We don't know what happened to Bo. He passed away too soon. They don't want to dig up nothing on Bo, but his ass was probably crooked too. You know, name one person in the Biden family that is worth any piece of a dead fly smashed. One Biden. Can't do it.
And he is he's a smart and capable and honorable.
Honorable. Smart, capable, and honorable. To who? To who? Honorable and capable what? Smoking Parmesan cheese? A whole pound of it? Capable of what? Cheating? On his taxes? Not paying child support? Not claiming his kids? Fucking his dead brother's wife? His nieces and nephew, mother? Capable of what?
And good young man.
It wasn't Russia. It's an accurate laptop. Now the New York Times has acknowledged that after the election.
Has Twitter failed in setting themselves up in the past as the judge of what can go out there? And I would say yes, you have. You failed when you threw the New York Post off of Twitter for talking about Hunter Biden's emails, and it turned out that was a real story.
Right.
You failed.
You failed. You failed. Right? That's why Elon Musk is taking it over. And now the liberals are so mad, right? They want to investigate Elon Musk for taking it over and buying it, right? And they never investigated Elon Musk's money or anything, no time in the history. As soon as he tried to buy Twitter, oh, we got to try to investigate you for this. We got to see if your business deals are correct. We got to hit you with all of this old stuff. We got to run an investigation. All because he wanted to buy Twitter and have a freedom of speech come back, right? Freedom of speech brought back into the talks, to social media. They're trying to investigate them. You go against the liberals, they'll try to destroy you, but they'll cover their own ass, like Hunter Biden.
Describing Rosemont Seneca Partners, a corporation known for its shady dealings, has been removed. Why? Well, they say it may attract conspiracy theorists.
Did you hear that? They removed all of Hunter Biden business partners off of Wikipedia, right? Because they say they don't want to have no conspiracy theories. So you can't find out nothing about Hunter Biden partners no more, right? On Wikipedia. Who you think done that? That's a big tech. It's not only they took him off of Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that old shit. They took them off of Google. You can't even Google these people no more because it will be a conspiracy theory. You can't Google somebody who supposedly had a business, a legal business, and see what they were for, or see their background or their history or their education or any of that. Because it might be a Hunter Biden conspiracy, or would it be a Hunter Biden truth? Because everything Hunter Biden was accused of being a conspiracy turned out to be the truth.
Let me turn to another set of questions. Do you think it was appropriate for Vice President Biden to conduct foreign policy in the Ukraine while an influential Ukrainian energy company called Burisma was paying his son $1 million a year to serve on its board? or while a Russian billionaire was providing millions of dollars to Hunter Biden at the same time that Hunter Biden was apparently paying his father's or living expenses.
The same time he was paying his father's living expenses. Right? But we're going to cover all that up because we don't want it to be a conspiracy theory. We're going to cover up the business deals. We're going to cover up the business partners. We're going to take all of that off the internet.
Every single source is a trivial mention in an article about the founders. That means it fails Wikipedia's general notability guidelines as well. Keeping it around additionally risks Wikipedia's biographies of living persons policy, as this is a magnet for conspiracy theories about Hunter Biden.
It's living persons policy, right? Putting these people up and telling their business is violating its living person policy. So we got to take them off the Wikipedia because we don't want no conspiracy theory to arise.
So a real corporation that is at the center of many real scandals involving the Biden administration is no longer up for discussion. They say that somehow it's not notable. In addition to that, they argue the page must be removed because it could become a magnet for conspiracy theories about Hunter Biden.
Now, when have you ever heard some shit like that? When have you ever heard something like that? Not just you can't talk about it on Twitter or Facebook. What about you can't even Google it no more? Who decides that? It's going to violate our living person policy. So we got to take it off. You ain't never took nothing off on Donald Trump that might violate somebody's living person policy? Never. And when there's still things about Russian collusion on there. You never took it off. But this dude right here and these Hunter Biden business partners, you don't take their shit off. Oh, it's more to come. It's more people who connected to Russia and Hunter Biden and shit like that. Ain't nothing happening to them. It's more to come.
And my two questions about conflicts of interest in foreign affairs. First, I have a question about Russia and then one about China. On Russia, you told me last year that you were unfamiliar with the Senate report that alleged that the First Son, or a company linked to the First Son, received $3.5 million from the richest woman in Russia. Subsequent reporting indicates that President Biden, when he was vice president, had a dinner in Georgetown with the same woman in 2015.
Did you hear that? Hunter Biden, right, got $3.5 million from a woman Joe Biden had dinner with 2 years prior. You can't tell me that's not a connection. How is it a connection? Both of you are connected to the same woman, right? And is this woman being, and Joe Biden so-called charging Russia oligarchs and sanctioning oligarchs, right? Is the richest lady in Russia being sanctioned? The one that gave Hunter Biden the $3.5 million, is she being sanctioned? I would think not. That's why when they asked Vladimir Putin why she ain't been sanctioned, right? He said, why don't you ask Joe Biden? He said, why don't you ask Joe Biden? Let Joe Biden answer that. Why you ain't sanctioning the richest woman in Russia?
This Yelena Ballerina, she has not been sanctioned yet by the U.S. government. How is President Biden navigating conflicts of interest when it comes to sanctioning people who have done business with his family? And can you explain to us what this $3.5 million was for?
She don't know, right? She don't know. Let her tell it, right? But how is it that she's not getting sanctioned? She gave Hunter money and she had dinner with Joe. And she's not getting sanctioned. Why? I wish Joe could answer these type of questions, right? I wish he was man enough to answer these questions like why she's not being sanctioned. But he don't have enough press conference, or he don't get in front of the press enough, you know what I'm saying, to be asked these questions that people want to hear, because all she's going to do is, I'm going to circle back. I don't know. You need to talk to Hunter representatives. I don't know. You need to talk to the DOJ. I don't know. Well, let us talk to somebody who do know. Right? Let's talk to somebody who do have some knowledge of the situation, who can tell us some facts, so we can stop asking questions and conspiracy theories stop swirling around. One way to stop conspiracy theories is by telling the truth. So you rather not tell the truth and let the conspiracy theories float? That don't make sense.
I don't have any confirmation of the accuracy of that report, so I have no more further details.
Let's go over some of these conspiracy theories, shall we? First, there's Hunter Biden's laptop, revealing all kinds of foul play and corruption.
Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to DC and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. It's realty an honor and pleasure.
Huh? That's coming from somebody from Ukraine. These are real emails. I spent time with you and your father. Good looking out on that.
The announcement of my guy's upcoming travels should be characterized as part of our advice and thinking, but what he will say and do is out of our hands. The contract should begin now, not after the upcoming visit of my guy.
My guy, right? This comes from Devin Archer, right? This from Devin Archer. To Devin Archer, I meant, right? Robert Biden, whatever, with Cloud, right? But you have something to Devin Archer. This can be verified right here. My guy is coming to travel. Upcoming visit of my guy. Who is my guy? That's probably the big guy.
And yet, the head of this disinformation board happily pushed out that it was disinformation. That is a code word for things that are politically inconvenient.
There's a lot of truth in that story, but mainstream media decided it was off limits.
Back on the laptop from hell, apparently. Biden notes 50 former national security officials and 5 former CIA heads that believe the laptop is the Russian influence.
Look, and this is from Nina. This is your new Ministry of Truth, right? Back on the laptop from hell, apparently, right? So evidently she fed up with the laptop of hell. From that mean once again, apparently, right? Biden notes, this is she's siding with Biden. Biden notes that 50 former, officials and 5 former CIA heads that believe the laptop is a Russian op. This is her playing partisan, apparently. One party trying to get to the bottom of it, one party trying to hide from it, right? So you saying apparently, if you were bipartisan, you wouldn't have made a comment on neither one of them because both of them, right? Because you don't know the facts of it. According to you, you don't know if it's real or you don't know if it's fake. So you shouldn't even comment on this, talking about apparently, and putting this 50 former officials of the CIA. Why you didn't put none of this, if you was partisan, why you didn't put up none of the stuff or the evidence that was found on Joe Biden up, and Hunter Biden up, and said apparently, right? Like his taxes, like his kid, like the times he lied, like his experience, right? Why you didn't put none of that up and said apparently? Joe Biden denying knowing his son, his business deals with his son. Why you didn't put up no picture when Joe Biden said he never talked to his son Hunter Biden business partners and he had a picture with him? Why you didn't put apparently on that? Because he's lying apparently again. Because she's partisan. She's a liberal.
Operation.
And something that got played a little bit less was your question to the to Ann Applebaum. She is the head of the Atlantic. She's the editor for the Atlantic, and you asked her why aren't they covering this more? And her take was shocking. She said the American people. She's like, I'm not really interested in this, so why would I cover it? What?
You hear that? She says she's not interested in it. She's the head of a social media platform, but she said she don't want to cover it, right? Because it doesn't interest her. What about the viewers? It shouldn't be about you. You're supposed to be the deliverer of the information. You're not supposed to judge on what information to give. You're supposed to give what information is out. But because you're not interested in the story, you don't think your viewers or your readers or your listeners or your watchers need to hear. It was a lot of media or fake news and a lot of media sources was thinking the same exact way. Why cover it? It's not important. My viewers shouldn't see this.
What does this say about the integrity of our journalists?
Darren, that's really appreciated. I'm Daniel Schmidt. I'm a freshman at the University of Chicago. My question is for Ms. Applebaum. So in 2020, you wrote, "Those who live outside the Fox News bubble do not, of course, need to learn any of the stuff about Hunter Biden."
You hear that? So the only people who need to know about Hunter Biden is the people that watch Fox. Anybody else that doesn't live in that bubble don't need to hear about it, right? These are the words that came out of her mouth, right? This is her opinion. Anybody else doesn't need to hear about it, according to me and what I think. Oops. According to me and what I think. I don't think people need to hear it because what I think, right? That's my opinion. When have I thought news and certain media was supposed to give the truth and let us decide? When did they start deciding the truth for us, or even editing the truth before it even get to us?
And that's really appreciated. I'm Daniel Schmidt. I'm a freshman at the University of Chicago. My question is for Ms. Applebaum. So in 2020, you wrote, "Those who live outside the Fox News bubble do not, of course, need to learn any of the stuff about Hunter Biden," referring to his laptop, of course. A poll later after that found that if voters knew about the content of the laptop, 16% of Joe Biden voters would have acted differently. Now, of course, we know a few weeks ago, the New York Times confirmed that the content is real. Do you think the media acted inappropriately when they instantly dismissed Hunter Biden's laptop as Russian disinformation? And what can we learn from that in ensuring that what we label as disinformation is truly disinformation and not reality?
My problem with Hunter Biden's laptop is I think it's totally irrelevant.
It's totally irrelevant, according to her, right? But evidently, it wasn't irrelevant for the voters if 16% of them say they wouldn't have voted for Joe Biden. Evidently, it wasn't irrelevant for them because they wanted to know. And you hiding the information from them, right, was going against what your job title is. You know what I'm saying? As an information, as a media person, right? You're supposed to give the readers or your watchers or your viewers or whatever, listeners or whatever, you're supposed to give them that information. But by denying them that information, you denied them the truth, and you denied them to have the proper information they needed to vote a way in which they felt best. So this is actually helping Joe Biden, and this is damn near like a campaign contribution. If you're promoting one side as a liar and promoting the other side as telling the truth, and you're a news organization, and then you hide the other side's truth, but you promote the other side lies. That's not what media is supposed to do. That's what the media got the privilege and the power it was given to the media to do. It wasn't given for that. It was given for the media to be the mediator of information, to get the media, to be an investigator for the people. That's what the press is supposed to do.
I mean, it's not whether it's disinformation or, I don't think the Hunter Biden's business relationships have anything to do with who should be president of the United States.
She don't think. But what about the people? The people do. You don't think, and you're one. It's thousands of people that do. You see how it's about her opinion? You see how they want control over everything? I don't think it's important. I don't think it should be, the judge of who becomes president or not. Who is you to fucking decide? You're a part of the press. You're supposed to be. Who is you to decide on what is what and who to do what with what? Judge and juror.
So I don't find it to be interesting. I mean, that would be my problem with that as a major news story.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's insane. I mean, it shows these people do not care about issues that matter to average Americans. And also, if they do not care about something, they think no one else has the right to know. But then it also doesn't make any sense because we know the media spends so much time trying to discredit the story. So at one point, it's like, is it irrelevant? And if so, why did they tell everyone else not to care about it?
Yeah, exactly. If it's not important, Why you blocking people from the story? Why you flagging people? Why you deplatforming people from it, right? From the truth, right? If it's not a big deal, right? It's lots of stuff that's supposedly not big deals, and you don't deplatform people for it, right? You don't kick people off of social media for it. You don't block or flag people for it. You don't tell people it's fake news. It's lots of shit that's on people lie about and post every day. Nobody fact check. Huh? I said a joke the other day and it was fact check, right? They fact checking jokes now on social media. Because if it's a joke they don't like, guess what? They taking it down. Certain things you used to can joke about on Facebook is against their community guidelines now. People done tagged me and posted and inboxed me, said, man, I made a joke on your page and they flagged me. And this is what I wrote. Something about the video and they flagged them 2 times. Right? And it wasn't even though it was derogatory, it wasn't really derogatory, but if you just read the comment, you know what I'm saying, it may seem messed up, but if you see the comment and you compare it to the video, you see how funny it was. It was a joke. But they took it personal. Right? And like him, right? He asked why it wasn't the people, right, giving the information, because I don't think they deserve the information. I get to decide who's president. I want to be a part of who gets to decide who's president or not. Right? Not you, not the people. How these liberals consistently say they want the people, the power for the people and the people that have the power, but they never give us the power to choose. They always want to make choices for us. They always want to give us mandates, but they always want to say or talk about our freedom. But then when it's time for them to take our freedom, they say it's not about your freedom. It's about your patriotism. It's always something.
But this is actually some breaking news updates. Last night, Anne Applebaum blocked the Chicago Thinker Twitter account, the publication I write for. She blocked us. She also blocked a writer, a friend of mine. So clearly we got into her skin or something because she's afraid of a bunch of college students. So.
Huh? She didn't like what he said when he questioned her, so she blocked him. You see how much power these tech companies got? You see how much power these press got, this media got? You see how much power they got? See how they censoring your First Amendment? See how they want to be the portrayer of truth in every situation on social media, right? On the news, about COVID, about racism, about the police. They want to be the truth about everything. And everyone else is a flat out lie. Especially if you're Republican. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Right? They don't think it's important. They don't think nothing that Joe Biden do is important. They don't think when he get mad is important. They don't think when he forgets shit is important. They don't think when he make gaffes is important. They don't think when he get mad and say, I done it out of emotion is important. They don't think him fucking up stuff is important. Right? The only thing they think is important, and which they should, is inflation and gas, right? Even though they think that's important, it's other shit, right, that Joe Biden done or have done that should disqualify him as being president. So it's not only that he's doing a bad job, he's also a bad person. So you should be not wanting Joe Biden in office. You should be wanting another president. You should be wanting somebody who's going to be honest, right? No matter if he's racist or not, as long as he's honest with you that he's racist. And you know he's racist. It's better to have the racist you know than the racist you don't.
So that's the latest in this saga.
While I will intentionally not link to the New York Post, I want to be clear that this story is eligible to be fact-checked by Facebook's third-party fact-checking partners.
Third-party fact-checking partners. Facebook, third-party. They didn't hire a third-party company which is liberal, to do their fact checking. And guess what? They fact checkers said the Hunter Biden shit was a lie. The Hunter Biden shit was Russian collusion, right? The Hunter Biden shit should be taken off of social media because they are fact checkers. Where do they get their facts from? Huh? Who checked the fact checkers? Huh? We supposed to take their word for everything because they said, and they're third party hired by a liberal, hired by liberals to do liberal shit. Fact-checking partners. In the meantime, we are reducing its distribution on our platform. We're waiting for our third-party fact-checkers to come back with a decision. They came back with a decision that says Russian collusion. So your fact-checkers lied, right? Or they made a mistake. Or they fucked up. Either way, or either however you want to put it, they didn't spit straight facts. They didn't quote no facts. They didn't find out no facts. They didn't even find out no lies. They didn't even debunk no conspiracies. Right? They went on with all the other liberals went on and was told to say, it's Russian collusion.
In the meantime, we are reducing its distribution on our platform.
With respect, sir, I'm here on the Department of Energy's budget. I'm not sure what relevance that has to the budget, and I also know that President Biden is an incredibly ethical human being and would never do anything that would demonstrate a conflict of interest.
You see how everybody, he's a good, solid human being. You don't know that hoe. You don't know what Joe Biden been doing, right? There's always, look. The serial killer is always the person next door. The child molester is always the person next door. The woman stalker, the pervert, is always the person next door. Right? You never know who the person is next door. You see somebody come out and say hi and bye and how you doing and great day. You probably even have barbecue with them, invite them over your house, they invite you over their house, but you never know who the person is next door, because the serial killer lives next door to somebody. The child molester lives next door to somebody. The person who got the slave locked up or whatever live next door to somebody, right? All these people live next door to somebody. So it's always the person next door that you never expect. I've been living. How many times you looked on the news and you saw them pulling somebody out the house? Somebody had some slaves or some sex slaves in the house, and somebody they got pulled out, and somebody like, I didn't even know. And they were standing there. They said hi all the time. How many times you knew the serial killer that went up and shot up a school or went up and shot up a mall, and they went and interviewed the neighbors, and the neighbors talked about, well, he was kind of quiet and he was this. It's always the person that lives fucking next door. You never know.
About the conflicts of interest, though, how he's navigating those when deciding sanctions.
What would be his conflicts of interest?
Well, his son's company allegedly got $3.5 million.
Which I have no confirmation of, and he's continued to sanction oligarchs more than we've ever sanctioned in the past. So I'm not sure that's a conflict of interest. Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
She don't want to hear that. He didn't sanction everybody. He didn't sanction the woman he had dinner with and the one that gave Hunter Biden $3.5 million. He damn sure didn't sanction her. That's for damn sure.
And then there's the conspiracy theory that the government was investigating Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, for his shady dealings.
Remember that was a conspiracy theory? My son is not getting investigated. That is a lie. My son done everything good. My son done everything right. That is not this. That is not that. It turns out he wasn't getting investigated. But remember when all the press and all the media said it was a lie, he wasn't getting investigated?
This so-called conspiracy theory is verified by actual government documents.
Congress is directed to begin immediate investigations into whether Hunter Biden's business dealings relating to Rosemont Seneca were ethical and proper, and whether they resulted in improper conflicts of interests for Joe Biden or affected U.S. foreign policy.
Well, as a member of his cabinet and somebody who obviously takes conflicts of interest very seriously, I wanted to see what your opinion was. I've got another couple of items to ask you about. Hunter Biden rode on Air Force Two to China to conduct business deals with CCP-aligned figures at the same time that his father was meeting with and conducting foreign policy there with China. Does that seem right to you? Would you have allowed that if you were vice president?
On Hunter.
Huh? Would you have allowed that if you were vice president? Right? I don't think Sasha and Malaya, I don't even think Chelsea Clinton went on that many flights with their daddy and mama. Huh? With their daddy going over to other countries, right? I don't think Donald Trump Jr. went on that many flights with, I don't think he went on that many flights in his life with Donald Trump. Huh? You mean to tell me y'all was on 19 flights and y'all didn't discuss nothing? Not one time? And y'all both coming from the same countries that y'all both supposedly doing deals in? At the same time?
Biden. The New York Post is reporting, looking at White House visitor logs, there were 19 visits to the White House while the president was vice president by Hunter Biden's business partner, including one with the vice president. Can you help us understand why that business partner had access and what those meetings were about?
I don't have any information on that. I'm happy to check and see if we have any more comment.
You see that? She never had, every time you hear, it don't matter who's asking her, and she always, I'm going to check back with you. As soon as they ask her another question, I don't have any information on that. You need to check with his representatives. He doesn't work for the government. That's the next question. When we ask her to circle back, when it's time to circle back, it's not no circle back no more. It's go ask his representatives. Circle back, they go ask his representatives. Huh? She know about it. She just can't tell.
This journalist was asking about Hunter Biden's trips to China, 19 of them, that took place between 2009 and 2015, and the perks and incentives that could have been involved.
On Hunter Biden, the New York Post is reporting, looking at White House visitor logs, there were 19 visits to the White House while the president was vice president by Hunter Biden's business partner, including one with the vice president. Can you help us understand why that business partner had access and what those meetings were about?
I don't have any information on that. I'm happy to check and see if we have any more comment.
This journalist was asking about Hunter Biden's trips to China, 19 of them, that took place between 2009 and 2015, and the perks and incentives that could have been involved.
That there's been something fishy that has been going on under the Democratic leadership of the Obama administration that Vice President Biden was a part of.
The Obama administration. Hunter Biden done all of this under the Biden administration. Even though he done it with his father's name, all this was still done under a Biden administration. So they had the ethics committees, right? They had all the people that can investigate. They had the Congress, right? They had everybody in place that could have stopped this or could have and they was even told about this, the ethics and the conflict of interest, right? They could have stopped it. They could have put an end to it. They could have prevented it. They could have done something, right? So all this, we saying all of this with Joe Biden, the big guy, and the Hunter Biden, but we seem to forget all this happened under the Obama watch with Obama officials and Obama administration. Obama sent him over there as point man. Obama sent him to Ukraine. Obama sent him to China. Right? So Obama have something to play in this too. I'm not saying that he knew about the business deals, but evidently it was some kind of conversation about him going over there and him coming back. You mean to ask me, Obama didn't ask why your son went with you on Air Force One on 19 trips that I sent you on as point man? Why is he involved? You mean Joe Biden didn't tell Barack Obama, or Barack Obama didn't ask, or nobody in the Biden administration asked or told Barack Obama what in the hell Hunter Biden is doing, riding to Ukraine and China and all these other places with Joe Biden 19 times and bringing business partners in the Obama administration to the White House to meet with Joe Biden? Right? Ain't nobody asking no questions? Who was that sent me a donation right now? Who was that? Jay Michaels J. Michael Rhines. Get looking out, J. Michael Rhines on the donation. Get looking out. Oh, J. Michael Rhines, that's a black dude, huh? I see you with your girlfriend in the back. I think you're a black dude. You like a black dude right here with your little girlfriend in your picture. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you and your girl and your wife and your baby mama, where she is. Tell her I said shout out and get looking out on the donation, Jay. Get looking out, J. Michael. You feel me? But it has to be, right, some kind of conversation about something, right? You just can't be in this much vicinity of your son and always talking to your son, text messages and phone calls, and you say how close y'all was and stuff like this, and you're taking business trips and stuff like this, but you never have a conversation about his business. They finna get to do some adding up in a few minutes. They finna add some shit up right now, and they finna make it add 2 + 2 and make it add up to 4.
And why were they given access? These people given access to the vice president, to Obama's administration personnel, and then big tech simply ignored it.
Why was he given access to Obama personnel? Because remember, this still was the Biden administration. Joe Biden didn't run the White House. He was just working there, right? So all the laws and all the security pass and all that shit has to be done by the Obama administration. His administration got to sign off for it, not the Joe Biden administration. The Obama administration got to sign off for visitors and shit like that that come to the White House. So whoever signed off on that evidently had to do a background, because you got to do a background check and all that shit on who comes to the White House. You just can't have any nigga coming to the White House, right? It's a security issue. So the person got to be vetted before they even come to the White House. So evidently, I don't know if you got to be vetted every time, right? Or you got to be vetted the first time and every time after that. But if you get vetted every time you go there, that means this dude got vetted 19 different times every time he went to the White House under the Obama administration. You mean to tell me Obama or the Obama administration don't know who coming inside the White House doing business or having business or meeting under their administration? Huh? You got to put Biden in this. Ooh, that slaphead. What's up, slaphead? Slaphead is sitting. Slaphead said fan. Slaphead, you not a fan, slaphead. You the homie, slaphead. We don't have no fans on here. We have the homies. Next time you do that, put the homies, slaphead. We don't do the fan stuff. We the homies.
Like, I have a big chart that I should have brought with me. It's the Biden point man RICO case. Every time Obama appoints him as a point man.
Obama, you see that? Every time, see, people stopping it at Joe Biden. It go higher than Joe Biden. Barack Obama is pointing him to the countries where he's doing corrupt shit at. How is all these connections happening? How was Obama sending him to all these countries? And how is Hunter Biden getting money from all the countries that Joe Biden is going that Barack Obama sent him? How is all of this connected? It doesn't stop with Joe Biden. You got to ask yourself, Barack Obama, why you wasn't over there talking to the Chinese president, which Hunter Biden got money out of, and with Joe Biden went over there to do some kind of diplomacy with Rudy for to explain, right? Why you wasn't over there talking for your damn self about American diplomacy, especially when Joe Biden went over there and didn't get shit accomplished? You sent him on 2 failed missions, right? Why did you send him over there? What was it really a business deal? Did he ask to get sent over there? I need to know. I mean, why? What places did Joe Biden go and Hunter Biden go that they didn't get money? That's what I want to know. I don't want to know, right, where they did get money. Let me know where they didn't get money. Let me know where Hunter Biden didn't sign a contract. Well, let me know where Hunter Biden didn't get a deal when he went with his father. I'll be satisfied with that. Because I heard all the times he did. I'm just trying to find out what countries he went to that he didn't get no money from. Let's start like that. Let's go reverse. Huh? They won't go like that. They won't give you that stat because it probably wasn't a country. Who was that? James Touche. James Touche back in the house. What's up, James Touche? Good look out on the donation. James Touche up in the house. James Touche said this video is too damn good. I got to get in on this. Huh? I'm glad you're enjoying the video, James Touche. Huh? I'm glad you're enjoying the video. But James, can you riddle me that? Where in the hell did Hunter Biden go where he didn't get a contract, where he didn't get no corruption case, where it wasn't no funny business going on with no oligarchs or anything like that, where he didn't get millions and billions of dollars? Name one country. Right? And why is it that Joe Biden got to save him after all these business deals and all this millions and billions of dollars that Hunter Biden got from these countries? Why did Joe Biden got to come up and give him $800,000 for a business deal to pay a loan or something like that if he never talked to him about his business? How in the hell you going to give him $800,000 to repay something if you never talked about his business? Tell me that, James Touche. Huh? He can't do it, James. He can't do it because they're lying. You gave your son $800 on a business deal going bad to repay some shit, but you never talked to him about, that's almost $1 million, but you never talked to him about any business. You mean you're going to give him $800,000 and you're not going to ask him where the money going? Or what it's for? Or how did you fuck it up? Or when am I getting it back?
Iraq, he's supposed to get a status of forces agreement. Biden fails. As Gates said, he always fails. America loses. They get a third of a $1.5 billion housing contract for James Biden.
Sir, I'm not here to opine on
James Biden, right? $1.5 million for James Biden. This is the crime family. This is Rudy Giuliani telling you about the RICO Act and everything and the rules of the RICO Act, right? You got to have these connections when you have a crime family, right? He's breaking down the rules because remember, Rudy Giuliani broke down the mafia, right? Rudy Giuliani broke up the mafia. He arrested all them sons of bitches, right? He broke them up. They hate Rudy. So if anybody know about a RICO or a mob or something like that, it's Rudy Giuliani. He the number one person. He broke up a whole syndicate. He should know. We prosecuted him. He know what the RICO Act is. He's an expert. She's not.
On something that might have happened in the previous administration. I'm here to talk about the Department of Energy budget.
Well, in this administration, in 2021, while his father was president, Hunter Biden still owned an interest in BHR Partners. He owned that in partnership with Chinese Communist Party entities. And right after his death, President Biden met with Xi Jinping. It was announced by Hunter Biden's lawyer that he divested his interest in that entity.
Remember that? Remember when Joe Biden was going to meet with the Chinese President Xi when all that scandal was going on? Remember Hunter Biden? I want to give up my stock. Who was that just gave me a donation? Who was that? Malavent? That's a cold name, Malavent. That sounds like a serial killer or some shit like Malavent. I'm going to hit you with some Malavent. Ha! Malavent Part 2 coming to theaters soon. Whoo! Malavent playing with the Hills Have Eyes coming to a theater near you. With Hunter Biden is as a crackhead crack monster on Malvalent. Good looking out on the donation, Mal. Good looking out on the donation, Mal Elephant. Right? Did I say that? Mal Elephant. Evelyn. Mount Evelyn. Yeah, Mount Evelyn. I got that right. You got to excuse me. I've been smoking a little marijuana, Mal. But anyway, right? All the places he go, he getting money. Right? And like you said, right? It has to be some type of fraud. It has to be. Because where he's getting all this from, where he getting all this, why he's meeting with all these people and all these Russians and all these Chinese, and he's getting all this money from.
Yet no one's given the details about when he divested it, how much profit he...
how much profit he made. Because soon as Joe Biden went to go meet with the President Xi, all of a sudden Hunter gave up all his rights to the company. You know what? I don't want no more stock in the Chinese company because it might be a conflict of interest. What? All of a sudden it's a conflict of interest now? But it wasn't a conflict of interest when you were vice president? What's the difference? And why, when he go meet China, you give it up right then and there? Or you want to meet China? Oh, I want to give up my stock and I want to give up my stock in the company right now. I want a lawyer to make the statement because it might be a conflict of interest. What? Now he giving it up. Made millions and billions of dollars, but now he want to give it up.
He made? Do you think that's appropriate?
They sent him to Ukraine. He's supposed to get them arms and beat the Russians, and he's supposed to help with corruption. Never gives them a single offensive weapon, and he adds to the corruption.
Huh? Goes to Russia, never get, remember, they gave him pillows. They didn't give him no weapons. They gave him pillows and night goggles. But they went over there, right, to help him with the occupation with Russia and stop the so-called corruption that Donald Trump was talking about. He didn't give not one weapon, pillows and sunglasses, and he added to the corruption with the firing of the person that was investigating his son and all the other ambassadors and stuff that was over there and was crooked as hell. He added to the corruption and didn't go over there and complete the job. And Barack Obama said nothing about it.
He fails for the U.S. They make.
Wait, and remember, what was it, $5 billion, right? We were supposed to give him, right? I think it was $5 billion. And we signed it. You mean to tell me we went over there and gave him a quid pro quo for $5 billion worth of sheets, pillows, and sunglasses? No weapons, no tanks, because they said we didn't get no weapons they didn't get no weapons or no tanks. They said all they received out of that package for $5 billion was sheets, pillows, and sunglasses. Not a missile, not a tank, not a satellite, not a grenade. Pillows, sheets, and sunglasses. While Joe Biden walk out there a billionaire, Hunter Biden walk out there a multi-millionaire.
Like 8 to 14 million.
About the conflicts of interest, though, how he's navigating those when deciding sanctions.
What would be his conflicts of interest?
Well, his son's company allegedly got $3.5 million.
Which I have no confirmation of, and he's continued to sanction oligarchs more than we've ever sanctioned in the past. So I'm not sure that's a conflict of interest. Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
They send him to China. He's supposed to get China to back off the Sakhalin Islands that they were militarizing. They go ahead and they pick other islands. In fact, the New York Times criticizes him for what a bad job he did negotiating.
Huh? The New York Times criticized him for what a bad job he done with China. But guess who done a good job with China at the same time when Joe Biden was over there doing a bad job? You guessed it. The crackhead.
But it doesn't publish it at the same time. His son went with him on that trip. And 10 days after the trip, and 10 days after we were sold out, the Biden family got a $1 billion commitment to the private equity fund that included Whitey Bulger's nephew.
Huh? Joe Biden lost. The United States lost with China, but Joe Biden won 10 days after. Not a long period of time, 10 days after. Do you hear the common ring to it, the common theme to it is Barack Obama sent him. Barack Obama sent him. Hunter Biden came back. Hunter Biden came back. How we know Hunter Biden wasn't working for Barack Obama? Because I don't think, right, me personally, I don't think Barack Obama, right, will trust Joe Biden to do any damn thing. right? I don't think he'll trust Joe Biden to do anything, right? It has to be a middleman, right? Because remember when President Xi came to California, he scheduled a trip to come see Joe Biden. I mean Hunter Biden, not Joe Biden, not Barack Obama, to see Hunter Biden about broking a deal in in Simi Valley, and what you call it, out here somewhere up northern California to buy an electric company, a power company. Huh? Cool. Who was that? Cooler King? Good looking out, Cooler King. Not good looking out on me. Good looking out on you, Cooler King. I'm breaking down these stats. I saw your little donation. I said, let me give a shout out to Cooler King up in the building. Good looking out, right? But yeah, but President Xi and Joe Biden, remember, Joe Biden used to always brag about how many meetings he had with President Xi. But has he ever bragged about him having some kind of policy where he signed with President Xi and it benefited America? Have Joe Biden ever said? Have you ever heard of that, Cooler King? Huh, Cooler King? I know I haven't. Long as I've been doing YouTube, Cooler King, and not doing these videos, I ain't never heard Joe Biden say, I had a meeting with President Xi and I told him this and I got this and I made this. And I heard Donald Trump say it all the time. We're not going to make this deal. We're going to do this deal. China just done this deal with it. I heard Donald Trump do it all the time. I never heard Barack Obama or Joe Biden say they made a deal with China and we won. Remember, Donald Trump talked about how we was always losing, how China was taking advantage of us, how America never asked China for no money, how we was in debt with China by billions of dollars. Huh? The Democrats don't tell you how Donald Trump changed all that we owe China shit. That's a hell of a deficit deduction right there. How much money we owe China, guess how much we owe them now? It wasn't as much as it was when Donald Trump got in office. Donald Trump got damn near all that money back. Damn near all of it. Every time you turn around, he always say he hit in China with billions and I got this much money. I got this much money. China owes this much money. You ain't never heard Joe Biden say no shit like that. I got money from the farmers from China. I got money from this. I got money. You ain't never heard Joe Biden say that. And he always talking about America first. But you ain't never heard him talk about another country got to pay America because they ain't paying their fair share. He say the people over here ain't paying their fair share, right? All the billionaires and the millionaires, but he never said nothing about NATO not paying their fair share, right? You never said nothing about NATO, who's making a country vulnerable, who's making a war vulnerable by not paying their fair share and keeping up with their NATO agreement, but you want to charge millionaires and billionaires taxes over here, talking about they ain't paying their fair share. How was that? Riddle me that.
Sir, I'm not going to buy the assumptions in the question.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you have taken your ethical responsibilities seriously here. I think the American public is very concerned about what may have transpired, and I think the Biden White House should be transparent to the American people about this.
This is an email from Hunter Biden to what, his sister?
To his daughter.
His daughter, okay.
On the theory that they're going to get more involved in the business.
The daughter going to get more involved in the business. And what Hunter Biden is basically telling him, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you get in the business, right, you should be able to, you should feel bad for me, but I'm not going to treat you like the father treated me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do to you what he done to me. I'm not going to take all your money like he took all my money. So when you get in this business, I'm going to treat you better than Joe Biden, our father, treated me. That's what he's basically saying, right? So you're lucky I'm not my father, or I'll be taking your money too, like he took mine. And I got to pay for every damn thing because I'm using his name, right? That's what that email is about. You're lucky I'm not my father.
Okay, and it says, this is Hunter Biden.
And this is Christmas Day, if I recall correctly, 2018.
I love all of you, but I don't receive any respect, and that's fine, I guess. This sounds like Fredo Corleone.
He want the music playing, right? That's fine, I guess. I don't get any respect. And this is Christmas, right? This is when Donald Trump was still in office. This is Donald Trump was still in office. You don't think Donald Trump was privy to some of this information? Right? That somebody leaked some of this shit to Donald Trump? You don't think he was privy to it? Come on, man.
But I don't receive any respect, and that's fine, I guess. Works for you, apparently. I hope you all can do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard, but don't worry. Unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary.
I have no information about any of the things that you're talking about.
Well, let's just go through the basic facts, because I think you do appreciate the importance of ethics in government, the importance of avoiding the appearance of conflicts of interest. But we have emails and photographs that show that President Biden, while he was vice president, running U.S. foreign policy in Ukraine, met with several of his son Hunter's business associates, including a Burisma executive, the Ukrainian energy company that, again, paid Hunter millions of dollars. You've got the $3.5 million payment from a Russian billionaire that happened around the same time.
This is on the laptop. We all know it's real. And you're saying, as a big-time prosecutor of RICO, this is the smoking gun. And you're going to build a case around this.
It explains all the questions we've been asking. Why would the most crooked man in Ukraine give him $8 to $14 million for Hunter Biden? Well, he didn't. He did it for Joe Biden. Why would Joe Biden get his case dismissed?
Huh? The same person who paid Hunter Biden $14 million and the money was supposed to go to the big guy is the same person, right, it got his case dismissed by Joe Biden. You see the connections? If this is Donald Trump would be in prison for life right now. His ass would probably be in the chair if this was Donald Trump or Donald Trump Jr. His ass would be in the chair. Right? But since it's Joe Biden, right, because the connection will go all the way up to Barack Obama, the most clean president in the world. Remember, Joe Biden and Barack Obama was in the same room when they was coming up with the spying on Donald Trump. Remember, it was Barack Obama administration who spied on Donald Trump. It wasn't Hillary Clinton's administration. That bitch didn't have no administration. It was the Barack Obama administration with Joe, when they were spying on Americans in Donald Trump administration, right? Because remember, Joe was in the office when they was having a meeting, when Barack Obama was explaining the plan. Why are people leaving Barack Obama out of this? Why are people just stopping at Joe Biden? Barack Obama had a big-ass plan in this shit. He signed the paper. He okayed it. It was his administration that didn't investigate it. It was his administration that was told that it was a conflict of interest. Remember, it was testified on by people who Joe Biden say, 3 of people under Donald Trump testified, my son done nothing. Well, them same 3 people said they all told the Obama administration that it looked strange and they should bring it up because it could be a conflict of interest. All 3 of them testified to that. Right? All 3 of them. But you mean to tell me Joe Biden still talk about he don't know shit? Obama say he don't know shit? All of them told, not Joe Biden administration, they told the Obama administration about Joe Biden shit. And the Obama administration didn't do nothing. Obama DOJ, Obama Secretary of State, Obama whoever was supposed to be investigating that, he didn't do nothing about it after he was told. You don't think Barack Obama got something to do with it? You don't think Barack Obama knew what he was doing? Every time he sent them somewhere, they come back with money? Right? Why did Barack Obama kept on sending him to different countries and he failed every country on every policy he went to? Barack Obama, and got criticized in the newspaper for doing it. Huh? Well, Barack Obama gonna send him on another mission instead of going over there himself and correcting it? Right? Did Barack Obama send him back over there to correct it? Or after they got the money, they never went back to the country again? It's the next country on the map. Everything falls under Obama.
I have a question about Russia now, Mike.
I think we're moving on because we got to get some more people. Go ahead.
My question about the conflict of interest when it comes to China is last year, the First Son's attorney said that he divested from a Chinese investment fund controlled by Chinese state-owned entities. We have received not even basic transparency about who bought out his stake, when this happened, and how much money changed hands. Did he actually divest? And if so, can you agree to basic?
You can't, because all the records are wiped off the internet. We don't know who bought Hunter Biden's stake. We don't even know if Hunter Biden sold it. He said he was going to sell it. Who bought it? How much was it sold for? We know what Elon Musk shit was sold and bought for and all those stuff. How much was Hunter's stock sold for? When did he sell it? What day did he sell it? And why is it such a secret on who he sold it to? Huh? They don't give you them. Everything about the company is wiped off the internet. You don't know anything about, or including who got stocks in the company. Because remember, it might create a conspiracy theory.
Private citizen, he doesn't work for the government. I'd point you to his representatives.
You've got Hunter traveling to China on Air Force Two, conducting business there while his father is vice president. I mean, all of this, I would think, is very concerning, particularly given the fact that it looks like there's a mix of personal and official business here. I don't think that you would want to see that. Would you allow personal and business and business interests to be mixed in that regard?
Personal and business, you don't mix them, right? There's no way Joe Biden supposed to be going on a business trip and taking his son with him on a personal trip. Every single country. And Joe Biden never thought about how is it that my son is getting all these contracts, right, from every country I come from. Even if Joe didn't know nothing about it, he's still supposed to ask, how you getting these contracts from every country? I mean, who asking who to go? Is Joe Biden asking his son to go, or is his son asking, can he go? Who's asking who, and what's the purpose? Did anybody ask why so many business trips? What's the purpose of you going on a business trip and treating it like a vacation, taking your son with you? You didn't take your wife with you, but you took your son on a business trip, right? What Hunter was, ain't nobody questioned that. Hunter Biden took 19 trips, right? Okay, I'm going to say he didn't do nothing crooked and Joe Biden didn't do nothing. Can I ask, what was the purpose of Hunter Biden getting on the plane and traveling over there 19 times? I will be satisfied with that answer. If you can answer it.
Listen, this is like we would make it up. You have here...
I'd be accused of if I were doing a case, the defense lawyer would accuse me of having written this up.
Well, right, because it's too perfect.
Yeah, 30 years. So for a RICO case, you need an extended time. 30 years. He gives you that.
He explained the RICO. What do you need for the RICO? You need 30 years, time limit, cases, numbers, racketeering. You need all that. And Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and James Biden is guilty of them all.
For the RICO case, you'd need business transactions that went on. Well, we got, 12 of them. And then for a RICO case, you got to scratch your head and say, well, why would they have given the money? None of this money makes any sense unless it's for Joe and his influence.
Obviously.
And then you see things that Joe did for that company, like save them in one case, or in the case of China, back off the Sakhalin Islands.
Big tech, the mainstream media have covered this thing up, and now all of a sudden we are seeing a bit of the truth come peeping over the horizon, and we want to have the entire truth.
I don't think we're going to get the entire truth unless we get the Republicans in office. We have to have somebody who's willing to investigate. We got to have somebody who's willing to send subpoenas. We got to have somebody who's willing to ask the questions, right? Because it's too many conspiracy theories because ain't nobody told the truth, right? We're being accused of conspiracy theories or believing in conspiracy theories when all the facts coming out, right? But the liberals keep on preaching this conspiracy theory and keep on spreading it's Russian collusion, even though that's not the facts. That's not the facts. But they still can say it. Well, if that's the case, why? And y'all so positive that's nothing going to happen and everything was handled right. Why don't you just have a hearing and let's get this shit out the way so the Republicans or whoever's spreading these conspiracy theories can start spreading them with the truth when the truth comes out. But when the truth never comes out and you keep getting this information, everything is up for interpretation. I can take the information, do with it what I want to, because no one told me the truth. Right? And nobody's telling the truth about Hunter Biden, so they say, well, since we ain't going to tell them the truth because they already know the truth, because they expose the truth, they would have to say we was right. But as long as they don't expose the truth, they can keep on saying it's a conspiracy theory. Right? Well, tell us how it's a conspiracy theory. Oh, it's Russian collusion. Well, how is Russian collusion? What's the connections? Oh, the Russians wanted Donald Trump to win the election. You see how it goes in a circle? All back to Donald Trump and win the election? That's why they want to blame everything on Hunter? So Joe Biden can look bad? So Donald Trump can win? They lying because they want to help Donald Trump out? They had to make it turn to a 180. They had to make it go from Hunter Biden is the bad guy, is the good guy, to Donald Trump is the bad guy. Instead of the person that was actually the good guy, Donald Trump, and trying to hold an investigation and protect the country, was turned to the bad guy to protect the dude that was a crackhead and stealing money from the country and getting connections with all these oligarchs, made him into the good guy. Now he's the victim. He's the good painter. He's the recovering drug addict. He's the good father. He's the best man ever. He's the person who write a book and get on 60 Minutes and all this sort of stuff and talk about his life and smoking Parmesan cheese and how he changed and all this sort of stuff and how we should feel sorry for him. Right? I don't understand this. How the liberals are so fucking twisted, they can make their people believe some shit and all the evidence points against what they believe. Now, dude for to say something at one of the end of these videos is going to make perfect sense, and I'm going to talk about it when I get to that part. It's almost to the end. But he's going to say something that made perfect sense that we never thought of.
All three of these so-called conspiracy theories, the laptop, the China connections, and the government investigations, turned out to be true.
Everything was true. The laptop was true. The money from the Russian oligarchs was true. The plane flights was true. The money with the contracts 10 days after the flight was true. Everything was true. There was nothing a conspiracy theory. And everything they said was a lie turned out to be true. Right? The laptop wasn't a conspiracy theory. The emails wasn't a conspiracy theory. The partners wasn't a conspiracy theory. The money wasn't a conspiracy theory. The players in the game wasn't a conspiracy theory. Nothing was a conspiracy theory. The only thing was a conspiracy theory was the people who didn't believe that Hunter Biden did this shit and the people that lie and say he didn't do it. That's the only one. There's nothing conspiracy about any of the story. The only lies coming from this part of the story or any part of the story is the lies that the liberals tell you. There's no conservatives telling no lies about the laptop, about how it was received, about what kind of shit is on it, about the emails, about the pictures, about the people. There's nothing any conservative or Republican is lying about when it comes to that computer. There's no conspiracy theory. It's all facts.
It turns out being the son of the President of the United States can work out pretty well for you. The deck is so thoroughly stacked in your favor that Wikipedia won't even allow people to discuss it.
And that is total control. That is violating your Second Amendment, your First Amendment, your Third Amendment. That's violating every amendment in the book. If somebody else gets to control what you think, hear, and how you supposedly vote.
Now, all of a sudden, this is my curiosity's aroused, and why all of a sudden are we hearing this news? It makes one wonder if not happy with the Biden administration's actions and results currently right now. And they're planning on doing something, maybe a switch there. I have no idea what's going on there. But
how about recently, Biden took us out of the Bagram Air Force Base, 400 miles from China.
Imagine we got an Air Force base 400 miles from China, right? That's one of the reasons why Donald Trump had the upper hand on China. Remember all the phone calls Donald Trump had when he said, "Hey, we had the phone call with China and Russia and all that sort of stuff." That's because he had bases near them countries, right? That base in Afghanistan, that base was near what? China. It was another base in Ukraine or something like that, supposedly, right? But we supposed to have bases that's near China, near Russia, and shit like that. You mean you take us out of a base that's 400 miles away from China? That was one of the biggest gifts you ever could have gave to China. I could have made it to China from the base in less than a day. You know how fast a missile can make it there? And they closest base is thousands of miles away from where the hell we are. And we was only 400 miles away from them. And you take the base. How fucking stupid is that?
That's a sin.
Listen, this
400
is...
miles, you would, if you didn't have one, you'd be begging for. If I were president of the United States at any time, and China decided to act militarily, I would curse the hell out of Biden for giving up that base 400 miles from China.
But
if we ever remember, China supposed to be helping Russia. We supposed to be damn near in the war with Russia. We just gave up a strategic base that's 400 miles away from China. Congratulations, Joe Biden. Nobody never talk about that.
What we're seeing is just one more example, and we've seen this many times, where a major source of information is deciding that the information that they're presenting hurts their political agenda.
Isn't it obvious? In other words, people with common sense, which is most Americans, okay, with common sense, they look at this and they say, this is so corrupt. Joe Biden made a deal with China. China would help him win the election, and pay him, but he would have to play ball and give them Afghanistan. Because how do you explain what he did in Afghanistan? No one, to my mind, has been able to explain what happened in Afghanistan. Well, it makes no human sense.
No human sense. Why would you do that in Afghanistan unless you was working with China? Unless you was working with China. That's the only way. Why else would you give up a strategic place 400 miles away from China? And you know it's a possibility we might get in conflict with China, and that's our biggest adversary, not Russia, China.
We saw this with Facebook, which is which is a left-leaning company, supports primarily Democrats. That when information was out,
this is the point he finna make right here, right? This is one of the key points, right? And this makes perfect sense. Why I never thought of this? Why ain't everybody else thought of this? But this makes perfect sense on how the liberals think, right? And it's in every single topic. Watch what he's going to say. Every single topic, the Democrats in it or the liberals in it with this quote.
Out that goes against the Democratic narrative, they tried to clamp down on it, started calling it fake news, etc.
If you say he gave them Afghanistan, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's hard to prove that. But it isn't hard to prove that he gave up an air base which had just been modernized 400 miles from our biggest enemy in the world. And he got his phony head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff to say it wasn't a strategic location. That is asinine.
400 miles is not strategic? Well, what is? China, Russia, North Korea, they would love to have a base 400 miles away from America. They would love to have missiles and utilities and armies and soldiers 400 miles away from America. That's basically Mexico. Basically, that's it. And you give it up? That is not smart.
That is crazy. They should have thrown him off. If I were the chairman of the committee, I'd have thrown him out of the room for doing that.
Anything that they disagree with, they're calling a conspiracy. And anything they agree with, no matter how absurd, no matter how unscientific, they're calling an absolute scientific fact.
How think about this. How many times since Joe Biden been in office, you done heard it's a scientific fact? They're not, Republicans are not following the science. We don't know the science. Everything, when it comes to transgender, when it comes to male athletes that's turning to women, when it comes to kids getting sex changes, right? When it comes to all kind of stuff, right? When it comes to COVID, vax, right? When it comes to everything, right? They're not following the science. We follow the science, right? Everything is extreme. Whatever we believe is a conspiracy theory, right? No matter how much sense it make, we can make the perfect sense in the world with plenty of evidence and witnesses and video and emails and phone calls. It's a conspiracy theory, right? They can get everything fucking wrong and say we're just following the science. They can make up some of the weirdest shit in the world about sex, about kids, about kindergartners, second graders, first graders, right? Babies, unborn, right? And say Earth, the Green New Deal. All they say is we're just following the science. Well, look, do they go to separate science schools than us, or do they got separate science teachers, or they got separate science books? Because every time they want to say something, they like, well, we follow science. Well, why we can't follow the same science y'all follow? Direct us to that science so we can understand what science you understand. Because we don't know. Your science doesn't sound logical to us. Well, you know, kids can get sex changes, right? And men can have babies. You're not following the science. They can say men can have a baby, right? And a baby is not a baby, right? They can say that. And if you argue with them, they will accuse you of not following the science. You can come up with emails of Hillary, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Barack Obama, pictures, all kind of stuff, and you can show it to a liberal. And you can say, what about this? He got money from here, he got money from there, he done this, he done that. Oh, that's just a conspiracy theory. I got all the evidence. I got the hard drive. I got the pictures. I got the video. I got the quote. Joe Biden is racist. Oh, that's just a conspiracy theory. What? But Donald Trump is racist. That's a fact. Right? Everything we believe is a conspiracy theory, and everything they believe is a scientific fact. Will all these motherfucking liberals become science teachers and science majors and science experts all of a sudden? They can't read a damn sign, right? They barely working at Starbucks, ain't got enough education, right, to be dumb, right? But they gonna get up there and talk about some science. They're going to tell you about science. They're going to tell you about science of a woman's body. They're going to tell you the science about a fetus. They're going to tell you the science about a baby. They're going to tell you the science about an embryo. They're going to tell you the science about every single thing about women's illness. They're going to tell you the science about every fucking thing in the world. And probably ain't picked up a motherfucking science book ever. Or don't know nothing. If you ask them anything out of science, they ain't got a question or answer for anything else you can answer because they so blocked on their so-called scientists and science and what they heard. That's the only thing they can talk about. Ask them any other common question or any other social question, they'll be lost. because all they know how to do is say some kind of stupid ass liberal. I don't understand. Look, like going on lives on TikToks. Do some of them liberals even see themselves? Do they see how they look? Do they see how they sound? Do they see what they're talking about? Because if I was one of them, I would see myself and be embarrassed, crying and making faces and threatening people. And I mean, this weird. Saying some of the weirdest shit that you ever want to hear about babies and fetuses and religion. This, like, do they even know they that dumb? Right? And and if you have any common sense, you have to look at them and be like, damn, these liberals are fucked up. And me, myself, I used to be a liberal, but I was never like that, right? And to think I come from a party, right? Or I used to represent a party that believe in that type of stuff or act like that. Big ass babies, right? They get mad and they want to burn shit down. They get mad and they want to riot. Shit don't go their way. They want to get the law changed and threaten and try to intimidate people. It used to be fun. Whole riots. It used to be fun when you're on that liberal shit. But then you get the understanding is like, we just a bunch of crybaby ass bitches. We gonna cry about everything. We don't cry about the law. We don't cry about the police. We don't cry about the game. We ain't gonna do nothing about it. We don't cry about the system. We don't cry about the education. We ain't gonna do nothing about it. And they know it. They some of the most racist sons of bitches on the face of the earth, right? You got white people going after white people, right? Because they can't go after blacks. They can be openly racist. They gotta be openly racist or openly hate somebody. And they treat white liberals treat white conservatives worse than they used to treat niggas back in the day. Look how they talk about them. They accuse y'all of being white supremacists, racist, fucking up the country, hating babies, homophobic. Every worst name terrorist, every worst name in the book you are, and the liberals label you that way. You don't like this way? You hate immigrants. Right? You want a wall built, you hate immigrants. You don't want your baby to get a sex change and learn about sex, you're homophobic. Right? You wanna talk religion, you're invading them people privacy. Right? It's always something. These are some you want to. This word right here means sexist. This word right here means this. This word right here means that. This symbolization right here means that. They want everything. We want to take this statue down of George Washington and we want to put up a statue of George Floyd. A person that didn't contribute shit to the community. The nigga didn't even pay taxes. But we're going to put him up instead of historical heroes that help not only make the country, but help make the laws that make this country the best country in the world. We're going to take them statues down and put the crackhead up. That's what we come to.
So you read this and you say to yourself, okay, I got it. This is a bribery scheme. Hunter is the bag man. They try to cover it up with, he can't give the money directly to daddy. So if they need 30 grand to remodel the house, he does that. He pays for the tuition for his daughter, his sister. What kid pays for the tuition of his sister?
Ain't that the daddy job to pay the tuition for the sister? But when you're in a Biden crime family, Hunter pays for everything because all the money flows through Hunter. You pay for her tuition. Who does that? What brother does that if the father got the money? What brother does that and then the next year or two later, he owe $800,000? But you got enough money to pay for tuition. Where'd all the money go, Hunter? Can't nobody smoke that much dope.
you know, when the left-wing media says that such and such is a conspiracy theory, but at the same time is insisting that biologically male athletes are women, you see that this is not really about the truth for them anymore. This is about an agenda and what they can do to forward that agenda.
Remember, it's not about science, what they consistently throw in your face. It's about agenda, right? They talk about women's rights, right? They don't talk about women's rights when these athletes are breaking records. These athletes are swimming and running in women's track. They sure as hell don't talk about women then, women rights and women this. But as soon as they want to pass the point, oh, plenty of women are going to be not going to have an abortion. They're going to die, right? It's all about women's rights now. But just a year ago, it wasn't about women's rights. It was about people's rights. People have the right to get a sex change. People have the right to wrestle. People have the right to swim. People have the right to run and lift weights and break records. People have all them rights, right? You have women have the right to be men, right? And men have the right to be women. All that is out the door. Being regular is out the door. There's no more regular no more. The liberals don't want to go back to regular. They want everything fucked up. Everything fucked up. I mean, everything is regular. If everything is fucked up, if the education is fucked up, the sex is fucked up, if people's mindset is fucked, the economy fucked, if everything is fucked up, everything is regular. Everything, every crime, everything. I mean, think about it. Crime have happened so much, some people are immune to it. Remember, it was shocking when we used to see shit on TV every day. Smash and grabs, people running in people's houses, assaulting people on the street, stealing people's strollers, people eating. It used to affect us like, damn, it's going on in America. Now we see this shit like, damn, crime in America is still going on. It don't even shock us no more because we done seen it all. We done saw old women got beat on the street. We done saw women get pushed in the train. We done saw the drive-by shootings. We done saw police getting murdered. We done saw everything. So it's not shocking to us no more. We're immune to it, and that's bad as a society. When everything is fucked up, everything is normal. Right? Because if everything was normal and something was fucked up, it'll be out of place and you can fix it. Right? But when everything is fucked up, how are you going to fix it? What are you going to concentrate on first? You going to concentrate on the crime first? You going to concentrate on the border first? You going to concentrate on inflation first? Transportation? Right? Clean energy? The kids, what are you going to concentrate on first? You can't concentrate on them all at the same time because all these areas are fucked up, right? And since all these areas are fucked up, it seems normal. Because if everything was normal and just like the gas was up, that can be solved. Let's do something to solve this gas. Or food was up. Let's do something to solve this food. Off the border, let's do something to solve this border. But when you got everything fucked up, where do you start? And where do you end? What has priorities and what really don't? What can go on the back burner and what has to be handled right now? That all happens, right? Because America need to, it all happened because Democrats let shit like this happen. You're welcome. Let me play this real quick.
So this is a deliberate scheme that was the core of the bribery scheme and the RICO scheme. And off this, you could do about 12 transactions where the Bidens got money ranging from about 12,000 to 1.5 billion.
So we're
Secretary Granholm.
1.5, right? Now, I supposed to have put some more video to this, right? But I just wanted to show you how the Democrats is covering up this Hunter Biden shit still. How with so much evidence coming out still. Every time you turn around, it's like parts of this I didn't even know, like parts about him working for the Food Administration and knowing and getting other oligarchs in, right? Joe Biden, Joe Biden is not really running this shit. How Joe Biden is getting appointed and he's really the puppet of all this shit. Just like he's the puppet right now, Joe Biden has always been a puppet, right? It's somebody else that's really the big guy. We know Joe Biden is the big guy as far as Hunter Biden, but we know it's somebody else is the big guy over Joe Biden. And we all know that's the Barack Obama, right? See, the thing right now, what we really can't do, right, we really can't pin no fingers at Barack Obama, right? Because everybody's under Barack Obama. Hillary Clinton, right? Where did her spying happen at, right? Under Barack Obama, right? All that spying on Donald Trump campaign and the Steele dossier and the Russian collusion and the Comey and all them and Cabe and all them, it happened under, and all them text messages, it happened under the Biden administration. All this shit with Hunter Biden and stuff like that, it happened under the Biden administration. All the DOJ shit, everything happened under the Biden administration. But everything gets to the top on every other thing and then stops right there. It never goes and say, well, we dipping into Obama investigation right now. It never gets to that point. But everybody under the DOJ, the Justice Department, you know what I'm saying, the Secretary of State, I mean, everybody was crooked under Barack Obama. Everybody. Even him. Look at what he done for Russia. Look what he done for China. Look what he done for Iraq. Look what he done for Ukraine. Look what he done for all these countries. Hades. Mexico. This shit is not a setup. I mean, it's not by accident. I mean, that's why I wish I had my own investigative team, because I would find a connection, because it is a connection between Hunter Biden and Barack Obama. It has to be. Hunter Biden was in the White House too many times, right? He was on Air Force One too many times. He was too close to Joe Biden and the White House. You mean to tell me, and in order for you not to connect the dots, Barack Obama and Hunter Biden got to stay far away from each other as they can. That's why you never see them in no events, and you never see them like when Joe Biden hold an event or Barack Obama hold an event and the family's there and shit. You might, you know what I'm saying, you don't see none of the kids there, but you used to see Sasha and them, but you don't see none of the kids there. Right? Barack Obama and Hunter Biden probably never in the same room. But if think about this, if Hunter Biden using Joe Biden name, guess who named Joe Biden using? Because remember, when he was over there doing the quid pro quo and the dude say, well, you don't have that authority. You're not the president. And Joe Biden said, call him. I do have authority, right? So Joe Biden using somebody else's name, and that's Barack Obama, because he wouldn't be over there, and if he was a senator or any regular other person, he wouldn't be having that power to go over there. So it'd be easy as a vice president, right? Because Joe Biden's selling his name. Who in the fuck want to sell Joe Biden? Who in the fuck want to buy Joe Biden's name? Right? What Joe Biden gonna do? Right? He ain't really got no powers. Right? The president got the powers. So when you break a deal, you're gonna break a deal with the big guy, because you ain't gonna do the deal with the Godfather. Big guy is just a middleman. Hunter Biden is just a runner. You feel me? Who was that? Was that Cooler King? Barack or Biden? Barack or Biden? You damn right, Cooler King. Barack or Biden? You damn right, Cooler King. Look at another donation. But it's all connected. And I got an idea. I'm finna try to look for some connections between Hunter Biden and Barack Obama. But it's only so much information you can get on YouTube unless you get your own investigative team like a Project Veritas or any other news organization, because you have to fund things, you have to get information, you have to file for things, and you have to have people that have certain knowledge on certain things who can look up information and get the right information for you. Right, so I gotta work what's on here. But if I had some connection, I'm pretty sure I can find some evidence or find some kind of leads. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a vision and I have some kind of concept on how Barack Obama is involved in this, right? But I can't prove it unless I have the evidence, right? And I know how I would get the evidence. I know how I would investigate it to find out the truth, right? And this. One day, I probably will have an investigative team. I probably will make enough money where I can hire people to do some investigating for me. Like, man, can you find out everything on this and that for me and get this information for me? Then I can make my own video with my own information and be the first person to break it. I would love to do some shit like that, right? Because some of the videos, I'll be the first person to break it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I just got to get it off of different sites. But if I can get the real information and get the real stuff, you know what I'm saying? And get to the real, you know what I'm saying? Like, dates and real information and notes and hearings and clips. Oh man, I'd be a bad son of a bitch. All right, I'd be a bad son of a bitch. But I'm about to end this show. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get off this show. And I gotta get ready for the next show. So if you're on here late, you know what I'm saying, I hope you can watch it back and go back and watch it over or do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta get off this show, like I said, because I gotta get on with the next show. I don't know what it's about. Y'all told me to do. Y'all told me y'all wanted to see the abortion thing and Hunter Biden today, so I decided to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone and 1 day with 2 sticks, right? So I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm finna do some research tonight, and I will be back on here tomorrow. I want to thank y'all for coming out. Hopefully y'all enjoyed, smoke and drink what you want to. See the New York people and the people on the East Coast. Hopefully you enjoy this video in the morning. I'll see y'all later, alligators. I'm out this broad. I'm out this bitch.